think Houston has many problems and potential problems, and I think these students have addressed those and come up with some interesting and imaginative solutions which may not be able to pencil out economically, but have shown the creativity of those students.
Looking at Houston as a case study and trying to look at how elements conflict and how elements can be synchronized and bring them together, I think that's what our students have done in this project, and it could be very good for Houston, but it could also have lessons for other cities.
I think it's very important for the students to understand that they're citizens of the world. They're not just citizens of Houston. They can work anywhere in the world, and that the issues that we face are not unique just to Houston.
One thing that University of Houston doesn't lack is opportunity. And I think this is a huge opportunity for people who are a part of it, because the exposure that we're getting, the knowledge that we gained throughout this time is priceless. And anybody who's going to University of Houston or thinking about going to University of Houston, I think they should definitely be comfortable doing that and be confident about where they belong, because we gained a lot of advantages of being here.
I think for us to be able to research and gain a lot of knowledge from these specific problems and issues that we can exhibit, and then people from around the world can learn from it. Thanks to the University of Houston that was able to provide us with this experience, and also to Tom Main to be able to guide us through this project. I think that this is really valuable for everybody, especially for us as designers too, to be thinking about these types of situations that we're dealing to it like on a day-to-day basis.
I think we all definitely learned that as an architect, now coming into 2000s and beyond, we're learning that it's not just about buildings, it's not just about the built space, that it's more of a social issue, and it's completely worldwide, international issues that need to be fixed everywhere.
I think the idea of a 3-semester studio under Tom's guidance and consultation was really the basis for moving forward for the student, that it's not just an object, it's not just a building. Architecture is not just satisfying a client. Whatever happens in terms of the future, the architect really needs to accommodate that.
So we wanted to bring this project to Berlin because we see a lot of the questions that we are asking within the studio as being a global question to be asked, and that there are a lot of problems that we are dealing with specifically in Houston that can be of benefit to cities like Berlin and others throughout the globe.
Yeah, working with Tom was amazing. It was an incredible opportunity for the students. They loved working with him. He was a very open critic and participant. And he was, they had a lot of access to him, which was wonderful. We spent some time in his office. We had a number of pin-ups where the students showed their work in his office. He came to Houston a number of times. We spent a summer in LA. All of those things were wonderful.
The exhibition in itself, I think, shows the fact that the students have thought seriously about some very important questions. So the fact that they've been able to show the fruits of their labor, display their best thinking, and show that on a world stage such as this incredible museum, I think just gives them an opportunity to learn as well as show what they're doing that's so fabulous.
I was very excited to come here because I saw their product at the Venice Biennale, and I knew that they do an absolutely outstanding work. When I got a chance to see it today, I just felt so incredibly proud. I mean, the kind of complexity that they have tackled and the kind of solutions that they have come up with. My only question, what I said is, well, how many of these are feasible? Because some of them do really make a lot of sense. So I'm going to go back to Houston and try to see how many of these I can expose to the policymakers, to the city's leaders, and try to see how many of these ideas we can actually put in action.
Architects have to be optimists. They have to understand that they are building a better future. I think one thing that's very important is that does not necessarily mean just making new structures. It doesn't mean making the tallest, shiniest building around. And we have to understand that what you have to do, even in a city like Houston, which is still growing, is to think about how you can reuse, reimagine, relive that landscape. And this set of projects speaks to that belief that we can make this world better.
Maybe the single benefit that would come out of this for a young student would be the usefulness of architecture being seen as a collective activity. That the synergy you get out of a group of people working together on a common problem, and in this case, 3 different studios working on a common problem, and that it develops work that would be impossible within a singular kind of approach, that you working by yourself would not be even close to possible. And it advances you in a way that gives you the meaning of that collective act.